I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love to.
Hello, my friends. How y'all doing today? Hope everyone is doing well here. Welcome to another episode of TTBurger Burgers and Fries Game Talk with a shake. And today is gonna be a special episode. It's not gonna be about gaming, but like more of like a more personal business matters like that. And I'm joined by three people. Introduce yourselves.
Yo, this is Leon. Leon the Legendary 18.
Hello, Leon. Welcome to the first episode you're featured in. And also, I got two returning guests here. Tell who you are.
Heyo, Sadet! Everybody's favorite floofy snake girl.
Yep, we can't have a podcast without Sadet and also our Metal Gear
Yes, you can.
and also we got our famous Metal Gear Revolution X Aerosmith fan here. Tell who you are.
I am not a Revolution X Aerosmith fan, you dolt.
I know, I was just messing with you. I just messing with you.
I'm Desert Cat 22. Some of you may know me on YouTube, some of you don't. And I am going to serve as the host and moderator of this special episode because all four of us have actually been in what we would consider a very toxic relationship. So I will, of course, be the one asking most of the questions, and I'm going to let Sadet, Tony, and Mr. Leon talk their stories and obviously advance it as we go along. And yes, even though I've been in one, if I talked about all of mine, as some of you may have remembered, I did that a few years ago, and that thing went on forever. So let's save some time and let's give Sadet and let's give Leon and let's give Tony the spotlight. Are you the three of you guys?
Woo!
Rock and roll!
Yep. and this is Anthony's first podcast as being a host and a moderator. So let's give him a big hand here because he's gonna do a great job. Because he does great in his field. He's done great before.
Now, no more beating around the bush.
Yep.
That's the thing is I actually do this somewhat professionally in real life with what I do. So I am used to online presentations. So it's not a big deal for me. So we're going to start with you, Mr. Leon, and this is going to be we're going to ask this for everyone, but the very first question about this relationship that you want to talk about is, how did the two of you meet, Leon?
Well, how we two met? Well, I met her when I first started working at a job. I mean, we didn't really connect at first until we started helping each other out. We slowly connect a little bit, then somehow it's, how can I put it? Oh man, everything going out so well. We talked, and next thing you know, we haven't really hang out much, but we have been looking out for each other from time and time again. And yeah, and it's been going on about 9 months now.
Okay, so you're saying that this is still going on?
Well, it's still going on for the time being as friends. I mean, I'm not...
Well, this is going to be interesting. Well, because then the last
If you realize that your relation is toxic, get out of it ASAP.
Wait a minute, that kind of defeats the purpose of the last 5 questions I have in this thing. But oh well,
I'm so sorry.
Hey, that's okay. You're here. You're our guest. And you know what? Maybe I should bring up my story a little bit because maybe that might sway you otherwise.
I believe we all bring up our stories.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's what you guys want, I will be as brief as I can. All right. But I will make my question after that. And yes, of course, now one of my kitty cats decides, I want some affection right now.
Aww.
All right.
Oh, please do tell.
So, Sadet, we are going to go with you next. And again, how did you meet?
Well, I am going to use a fake name for him so that we don't have any holy crusades going on.
No, you're good.
So, I met, let's just call him Bob.
That's all right.
I met Bob through a mutual friend of ours, and simply put, things started off really well between the two of us, and we don't talk to that mutual friend of ours anymore because stuff happens, to make it short and sweet. But, yeah.
All right. Well, that's all right. So you met through a
Met
mutual.
through a mutual friend.
Okay. Nah, that's pretty cool. So now you, Tony. When did the two of you meet, and what would your fake name for this person be?
I'm not giving a fake name. I'm just gonna call her the girlfriend. I don't feel like giving away. I'll just say the
You know what?
girlfriend.
Hey, it's a cast of characters. It's the girlfriend. It's the other people that might be involved. All right.
All right.
So it's the girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, to answer the question, how did the two of us meet? We met on Facebook dating, and we didn't really talk about things. So I added her to Facebook and got her number and stuff, and we planned to go out for coffee. But the day before we were supposed to meet in person for our first date, or supposed first date, she was a customer in the store with her mom, and I found out who she was. I had to see her ID because she had to return an item. And that's how I figured out that it was her.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess if I'm going to say what going over, I am an ice hockey coach in real life. Was more of one in my former life, I should say. So I happen to coach not only her son but also her brother-in-law, and that's how she knew who I was. And then she finds me on Facebook and starts talking to me that way. And there was some hesitancy because of her status, or her marital status, if you will. But that's what we're going to talk about as we move on. So that's how I met my ex. Now, we're going to go to the next one, all right? And this, well, we often like to call this initial period like the honeymoon phase, or like we're in the everything is awesome phase or whatever. So, Leon, all right? You two have you two started dating, or what was it like when you actually started going out with each other?
Let's just say we kind of hit it off a little bit. Like, we didn't really do much, but how can I put? I mean, like you said, it's barely still going on, but right now we're still just friends. So all we do is I treat her out like for some. Well, no, not treat her out, but I do be giving her snacks during break time, and it's been, like I said, it's been going on for about like 9 months now.
Okay. Sadet, how was the honeymoon phase like?
The initial period, it was fine. We played a lot of video games together. We talked a lot. Everything was fine for about 2 to 4 years, I think.
Okay, that's pretty. Hey, 2 to 4 years of a good time. Not too bad. All right.
Nah,
And then, so
not too bad.
what were you doing as it was starting? Like just going out a lot?
We were just mostly playing video games since it was a long-distance relationship.
Interesting. All right. So we have one in progress. We have a long distance one, and one where they met each other online, and that's where we're going to go to the next one. All right, Tony. So here you are with the girlfriend. What was it like when you two started dating?
At first, things were wonderful. She was happy, and I was happy, and we seemed perfect. Like we'd go out a lot, stuff like that. We'd go out to the bars, watch, to get something to eat and stuff like that. And I introduced her to some restaurants that she'd never been to before, and she seemed like she was happy and having fun. And then things started to change when the drama happened, and things slowly got bad, then good, then bad, then good, in like a pattern. And
Before we
that's
get
that's
into the drama, talk about some of the good things that you remember. Like,
Well, I remember us going out to eat at like certain restaurants, and we being happy, taking pictures, and then going to the bar, just listening to music, just talking, and her meeting some of my friends and stuff like that. And
I seen a few of those pictures, and they looked so sweet together.
yeah, a lot of people said we looked very cute together, stuff like that. And it just couldn't believe like wow, it's like things were like perfect, like some you see
It
in
was
like the
such a
movie Honey.
cutie-wooty moment for little Cheeto.
Yeah, it's like some you see in a movie just like that, like the picture perfect relationship. It seems like from the beginning, it's like just everything just felt wonderful and happy, and you're like it's happy a lot and stuff, and just did a lot of
I
things
remember.
together. And we went on a walk one time too, and that was fun. It was like it was a test to see if I could keep up with her, and I passed the test, of course.
I remember you had talked to me, just started calling me out of the blue. I need to talk to you about this girl. Why? Well, I met her. I'm having a good time. Great. All right, but you seemed really happy. And then I remember you were showing me some of the couple of the cutesy pictures. Like, okay, that's awesome. Given your whole string of your old past, like, all right, this is pretty cool. Okay, and then what was the initial period like for me? Well, here's the thing. I was hesitant at first because, oh my goodness, she's still to be technically married, and but she had told me that she didn't want to be with the guy anymore, and at first I thought, well, if I don't necessarily want to be the guy you're having the affair with, but then the more we talked, the more we just started spending time with each other, the desires kicked in, and then the next thing I knew, on our very first date, we were going to third base, pretty much anywhere between second and third base before the mall cop had to knock on the car window, if you know what I mean. We were already fooling around like crazy, and that's how a lot of our dates would be initially, as we just got emotionally attached.
Honestly, forgive me for cutting you off right there, brother. I mean, I was going to bring that up, but I'm not quite sure if that would have been part of the podcast. But please continue. I'm sorry, man.
You got the baseball analogies. If you don't know what they mean, look them up.
Right.
I mean, go ahead and look them up. Say here, and then you'll see exactly what we did. But it was a month before it was a full home run, if you know what I mean. But
so you got some bow chicka wow wow.
Exactly. So even though, there was actually, in some ways, it wasn't necessarily morally correct, I was getting laid, and we seemed to be falling in love with each other at the same time, and it looked like too good of a thing to pass up, is what I thought. But as we're going to get to, all good things suddenly get into drama. So Leon, all right, when did this drama between your so-called friend start happening?
All right. I'll give you like one of my toppest drama. Top 3, honestly. The first one is with money. She doesn't seem to beg much for money until now. Like, she asked me if I can just buy her something for her nails, and buy her something for her, like, hair, then the truck payment, which I didn't mind helping, but then it gone a little too far during Christmas season. I'm like, whoa, she gone very expensive with that. And I'm just like, that's what pretty much puts you downhill. Then number 2 is, okay, say when you, let's just say we exchange pictures, then next thing you know, she started going, let's just say like this. Remember how either a man or a woman also go through texts and stuff, then goes questions about your past, and then gets outraged about that? Have that ever happened to you guys?
Well, for mine, I basically didn't really have a past before her. I had like maybe one where I went out with her for a few months, and then I really didn't care about her past. It didn't matter to me how many people she had been with or what her past marriage was like. I only cared about what I was doing with her. So
basically, which is your current? Yes, I agree with you on that one.
Well, she's not my current, but yes.
Okay, was your current, but not no more.
She's his last.
She's my ex, and the last person I had been with.
Gotcha. Okay, crap. Okay, that was number 2. I did have number 3 jotted down, but now I actually forgot it.
Well, you're on number 3. It started.
Yes, I've already showed you told you guys my 2 toppest ones. I can't think of the third one. Honestly, I
Okay.
couldn't. But let's just say
That's
top two for right now.
Oh,
Two main
okay, but
ones.
you're saying that it's starting to get expensive on you. Is that what you said?
Yes. Money and
Okay.
pretty much. I forgot.
Well,
Let's just
Tony
say I can't think of the.
sounds a little
Yeah,
familiar,
holy.
doesn't it? Don't you
Mhm.
think, Tony? That's a little familiar,
Yes.
which we'll get to. All right, and then obviously, Leanne, I hope you listen to Tony's cautionary tale as we will get to in terms of
Uh-huh.
the on a girlfriend. But all right, we're now going to debt, and she is going to tell us when did the drama with Bob start.
Depending on which number is correct, 2 or 4 years since
We'll say like a few years
how
ago.
long how long the good time was. About 2 to 4 years was when the drama started.
Okay,
So pretty
and then
much
what started happening?
part of
Like,
the problem started with me because I was trying way too hard to please people.
I guess.
I actually was the one that started some of the drama, but after many times of being talked to about it, I've pretty much chilled out about certain things. So
what was
that was
changing?
the start on my side. The start
Okay,
on Bob's side was when he was starting to get a little too controlling and demanding, saying, you need to get a job, you need to move in with me, you need to do this, I'm getting lonely, you shouldn't hang out with these people, you
Oh,
shouldn't blah,
wow.
blah, 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 blah.
Holy crap.
That sounds so demanding. Very demanding.
I really hate it when he pulls out the lonely card, because he has friends. He has friends that he can talk to, that he can hang out with. But it was always me that was the focus, even though I would like some space and talk to some of my friends.
I think you and I are on the same path on that part.
I'll
okay.
just say this right now. Get out of that relation with that girl you're with. It is not going to end pretty if she keeps on being so demanding.
As
I'm sure.
you will listen to Tony's story. You'll listen to mine.
Yes.
Realize, oh boy, maybe I shouldn't be dealing with this. But we'll get to that. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
Ed, you're good with that. You're good with about that answer. When did the drama start? What changed? What was the dynamic like? All right. So we're going to go with Tony. When did this drama start? AKA, when did you start calling me every day and driving us nuts? Because
Well, this is going to
couldn't
be a little
figure out.
long here, but I try to make it short as I could here. But drama happened
Well,
when Go ahead, what?
Well, I'm saying go ahead, but I know that there's phases with this drama. So remember what we talked about.
Yes, I know.
Oh yeah, there was definitely phases in his relation.
Oh, yes. Bad ones.
Let's do it.
Drama, okay. Drama happened when she went to stay with her 65-year-old cousin. Her 65-year-old cousin was coming over a lot, almost every day. And after she and her mom had a fight because her mom was jealous about her getting a car from her cousin. She ended up staying with her cousin to get back at her mom, and she and her mom fought in front of me a lot. And around that time, her mom and I were mad about her staying there, and we ended up talking crap about her behind her back. She didn't find out everything I said because her mom told her, and after that we started the fight, and she would calm down, everything would be fine, then something else would happen, got her worked up, and, I felt like she was doing things that I was not happy about. I felt hurt and betrayed that she would up and leave because her mom told her the stuff I said. When she came back home for her mom's birthday, she decided to go back to her mom's because she missed her. Things were fine until her cousin called threatening to throw her clothes and everything she had left over there in the dumpster because she moved back home. She got all worked up and went and just got upset. And then stuff got more out of control. She started going off on me and her mom, getting mad and acting like she owned the place. She started that, starting out of hand. She kept going off and storming off, going to the stores. I did not know where she was or when she'd be back. I had to sit down. I had to sit there dealing with her mom, crying and yelling and upset. She would come back mad and say stuff like, "I don't care about your eyes. Like I don't care. I don't want to hear it. So shut up." This was a cycle that would happen after everything was going well. Then it would go bad. Then repeat. Then our birthdays were arriving, and this was when it was getting more out of control. She was losing trust in me because I called her out on things I did not like. Our birthdays were 2 days apart. We had plans that did not go as I wanted them to. On her birthday, a guy who she met online came to celebrate her birthday, and it was a guy who had mega feelings for her, and I did not like that, and I did not get along with and stuff that she was not into him, but she had him over anyway, and it was causing drama on her birthday to where she almost made us leave, and her birthday was ruined because of it. Then my birthday came, it was me, her, and her mom, and she was mad at how I acted and lost some trust in me, which she did not see me as her boyfriend for the time being. We argued that day, and she was not happy with me. 2 weeks go by, things get worse. They were getting evicted, and she and I were at each other's throats about a lot of things, to where we had long-ass text fights and met up in person at the department. It was hell. She kept screaming and yelling because I sided with her mom on a lot of things, and it was really going nowhere. And also the fact like I had to help them with stuff too. I had to help them with money and stuff too because I didn't have enough money to buy stuff at the grocery store and stuff. And her mom kept saying the boyfriend should always pay for the girlfriend stuff no matter what. The boyfriend should always pay for everything the girlfriend gets like that. And I was losing money because of it, and it was just stressing me out more and more. Right, pretty much be making money at work only to have to go buy them stuff. So I was losing money and it was going down, and it was
Yeah.
a
Leon,
disaster.
What's up?
sound familiar? Getting all that
Yeah,
money
sounds.
from this girl?
Well, yeah, I guess me and Tony are the only two suckers for love, if that's what you put it. Especially when it
I
comes
am
with money
going to
involved.
quote something here.
We all were guilty of it.
We all
But
were.
I'm
Yeah,
going to make a quote here from one of the episodes of Pokemon.
I stopped thinking about Pokemon a long time ago.
Same
let
here.
her quote Leon. Don't be
This
negative.
is a quote
Sorry.
from Pokemon. I'm not sure if people will remember this, but it's from the Advanced Battle season, I think, if not the season before that. But it's pretty much in the Ruby Sapphire season.
Oh, okay.
It's where James
Okay.
says, "Let's send these whiny women back to the Dark Ages."
Oh yeah, classic James.
Seriously.
Hmm.
Women that are like so
Mhm.
demanding and think they are like the ones that need to be protected. Such innocent, beautiful ladies. Because they are number one. Ugh. Someone
And
send those drama queens back to the Dark Ages.
Please do.
well, and I mean, so if we at this point, Tony, you would establish that the girlfriend was potentially doing stuff that you weren't necessarily a fan of, and even the mother was making you think that the girlfriend was doing things. What were the things that the mother was making you think that she was doing?
Well, the mom kept thinking. The mom was telling me that that because she was hanging out with that guy and whatever else that she thought she was doing coke and stuff like that and having sex with him with one of the guys said that, and I believed it and stuff like that. And like, of course, like,
You wouldn't stop calling me and Sadet and all of your online friends about it.
Especially me.
Oh, we had lots of phone
Yeah.
calls. We had lots of Facebook conversations, Sadet. I mean, and we'll
And
obviously
we
get
had lots of conversation here on Discord and calls.
we did, yeah. And as you can see, that this whole thing was taking over my life and stuff like that. Just that this whole thing was, which I should have realized sooner, was taking an effect on me. It's like I wasn't myself or anything, and like it just
We've all tried to warn you, TT, when this started happening. We all tried to warn you.
yeah, I know. But
no.
like because like I just remember what like the mom was saying that like she thought that
Yeah,
she
which
thought
is, like I said before, sorry, Tony, we're all suckers for love.
yeah
I get that.
yeah it's
So
like
what
like
was the mother saying?
what
What was the mother saying?
the mother was saying like, oh, she's out with this person. I think they're doing coke together, or they're having sex
Yeah, you
together,
were
stuff like that,
oh,
or they're out to like very late in the late like 5 a.m. or so like that. And her mom was saying stuff, and I believed all that stuff because I thought, well, mothers know best and everything because usually parents do know best and stuff. And I thought that's what it was there,
Not
and
all the time.
I'd go there and her mom would be all worked up. It got me all worked up, and I believed all this stuff, and it was just really really getting out of hand, and like just like with the eviction thing, the girlfriend chewed me out because of that stuff. Like the girlfriend chewed me out, and was really mad at me to the point where she almost got out of my car and left when I took her took her to get some sandwiches from Panera Bread or so like that. And just it was holy cow. I thought it was like boom 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 boom, and I was like telling her you need help because like of course I had mentioned like how they fought in the stores a lot and like how like they'd buy stuff and it'd be cause constant fighting and stuff like that. And just I believed it. Her mom said she had a shopping problem and spending problem. And I believed that also because all the stuff they'd buy didn't have any money for it or so, and it was just getting more on hand to where like oh man, I thought to myself, what the heck have I got
They
myself into?
practically leached off of you.
And other
well,
people.
this isn't even where it gets worse because there was a point where we're going to talk about question number 4, and all of us might have had this big moment where we're thinking, fuck this, I need to get out of this. This is getting too out of hand, as Tony's talking about. So the next question for all of us, and we're going to start again with you, Leon.
Go
Did
ahead.
you try to walk away from this relationship? Have you already tried to get out?
Actually, I thought about this many times, but whenever you got a big heart, it's telling you like, no, like it's still time, like we can make this right, or because she even mentioned like, oh, I'm tired of going back and forth. I even tried to walk away like a few many times, and so did she, but at the same time, I pretty much like kept this whole couple thing together. So I should have did that whenever I had a chance. So let's just say I tried. I really did.
All right. And was there anything that led you to think that you need to get out of this?
No, not that I know of. No, I just to me, I'm not used to just giving up on certain things. But in general, like if you are dealing with someone that is very toxic and not very well worth of your life, you gotta let it go. And I think I am close
Let
to
it
that breaking point pretty
go.
soon.
Let it go. I'm not going to continue that song.
That's
We-
fine.
hard. Leon, it is hard to let it go. We get it. So Sadet, all right, was there a point where you tried to walk away but felt like, oh my God, I can't let this go?
Several times.
Mm-hmm.
And about 9 times out of 10 of those times were because I was so pissed off.
Just general pissed off. Was there any event that you would like to that comes to mind, or are we not going to go too much into it?
I'm not going to go too much into it,
Fair
but
enough.
I'll let you people know right now that if they keep repetitively being demanding, but somehow uses their sweet talk to drag you back, there's definitely something wrong.
Yes, exactly.
I
And
agree.
this whole charade will continue, of course.
And if you don't realize that there is something wrong right away, the toxicity is going to just fester.
My mother can definitely relate to you because my dad was an alcoholic for the first 17 years of their marriage. And every time he always was able to sweet talk her until finally she said, no, fuck you, no. And that's what, once my dad realized, oh shit, she means it this time, that's when he checked himself into rehab. And
But
he's
yeah,
never...
you can skip the next question on me since I kind of already said the answer to that one.
Well, okay, well, the next question is what caused you to go back after you tried to walk away? But we still haven't answered question number 4 for you, Tony. And I remember...
Yeah,
Just
Tony, this is the
saying you
last
can
one.
skip 5 for me.
That's okay. And
Yeah.
I remember, Tony,
Yeah, same here.
there was a big moment where you're like, where you started talking to me like, I don't think I should be in this anymore. I think I should leave. And we were like, yeah, you probably should. So what caused you to try to walk away initially, Tony?
Well, we were constantly really fighting a lot, and and just getting all upset because of me talking to her mom and stuff like that, and we because her mom was texting me stuff, and we were fighting and everything. It just I just couldn't take it anymore because it was stressing me out. Those two fighting, me and her fighting, and all three of us fighting, so that it was very toxic and stuff like that. I just couldn't take it anymore. She kept getting out on me, and just like it was just it was a lot. It thought like just like things would be fine, and then she'd call me and say like, hey, I want to go hang out with that, and then she'd get over it right away. And I thought, well, maybe she realized what she did was wrong, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. I kept falling for it every time because you keep thinking that like, oh, they probably mean they'll get better, but no, that's not it at all. And then like when we were fighting around the time they were gonna get evicted and stuff, she was like she was threatening she threatened to call my parents, and I wanted nothing to do with her because of that. And I did not want to do that, but I had no choice still because it was just getting way out of control. To where like, because I wasn't sleeping well, I wasn't eating well, and I was just like, I just was like coming home all stressed out and everything, like coming home like a big weight on your shoulders that you can't get off.
So, and actually, I never mentioned. Okay, well, actually, I did say when. Did I answer number three? I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did. No.
All right. Well, I'm going to go. So to go to 3 and 4, when did the drama start? Like I said, we had been scoring for a little bit, and one of the things we were both fans of the Broadway play Phantom of the Opera. So I took her
Ooh,
there.
that's a good show.
I took her there as a Halloween thing, as to the Pantasia in Hollywood, and I remember her getting teared up, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is the best date I've ever been on." And we felt it there. And then I found out that, oh, she hasn't quite let go of her ex-husband yet. Because then she told me the night after I took her to see Phantom of the Opera, she had sex with she had sex with the baby daddy. And
Ew.
Red flags, red flags.
That's what I said.
That's when the emotional drama started to happen. So it was another, and to generalize, it was more, oh, I'm so sorry, Anthony, I'm not going to do it again. I just got emotional, it's not going to happen. And it happened, and then it again, and then it happened again. And then, long story short, then all of a sudden, baby daddy decides, instead of staying with his good job, decides to enlist in the army. Meanwhile, baby daddy isn't really, he's doing it completely for selfish reasons. He has a 4-year-old at his home that he's not really going to be around for the next few years in general because of his decision, and that put on a lot of stress on her. But at the same time, she's not quite letting go of him. So then there were times when she felt like she went back to him, only for her to say, "Oh no, sorry, Anthony, I'm not going to do it again." And then, but at the same time, she's keeping it a secret. She's keeping the fact that we're having sex a secret from baby daddy. So the baby daddy is thinking, "Oh, we're going to have a chance to get back together. We're going to do this when I get out of basic training, and we're going to do all this." And she's completely hiding all this shit from him. And finally, I said to her, "You know what? You need to tell him that this is what's been going on between us. Because you know what? You've always been honest with me when things went on between him. You need to tell him that things have been going on between you and me." And she relented, and then she did it. But then she said, "Okay, Anthony, if he forgives me, I'm going to go back to him." That sets me off. And this is partially number 4, where it's like, did I try to walk away? Because at that point, when she told me that she's going to forgive him and she's going to try to go back with him after all that, that's when I thought, oh, okay, fuck you, I'm done. So I tried a no contact period. And then, of course, Sadet, as you talked about, where the person just starts sweet talking you back in, she did it to me. 100% again, says, I'm sorry, I'm going to be with you. I'm choosing you, Anthony. I don't want to be with the baby daddy. I'm sorry. I'm never going to do this again. Okay? So a few more months go on while he's
Why do I smell BS cooking?
Well, I'll get to it. But a few more months go by. He's off in another state somewhere. He's deployed in Afghanistan somewhere. So, yeah, you can say, oh, you were fucking the military man's wife. I guess that's what they were supposed to accept at the time. But then finally there's episodes where he's going to come back from deployment. And, I guess I'm out of the picture right now. So she's going to try to see if there's things that are going to happen with him. So only for her to realize she can't be with him. They are toxic with each other. She doesn't want to be with him. All right. Now, you would think this is going to happen once. All right. First time this happened was the end of 2011. All right. This didn't happen to me once. This happened to me twice. Because then another year goes by where he's deployed, but she doesn't put the divorce paperwork through. So 2011, it's a matter of 2011 through 2012. He's deployed. He's in Afghanistan. I'm basically with her at this place, and then but then after the Afghanistan, he's going to go. He's going to be on the military base in Colorado Springs, and then he basically lures her in with this promise that, oh no, it's going to be a house. It's a promising career. You can be, and then the son can be around. But this happened. So again, I dealt with this back and forth bullshit so many fucking times between the baby daddy and me. There would be times when I would literally drive her to the airport for her to fly out to go see him. But my goodness.
Wow.
So, and again, there were many times when I thought, okay, this is going to be over. We're done. She's going to forgive him, and then they're going to go back together. And then ultimately for her to say, nope, Anthony, sorry, we're going to be with you. I'm going to be with you. We're going to continue where we left off. And then it goes on until about 2013 to the point where finally she gets divorced. All right. And then, and then after that happens, she's not quite over. She's at the same time being chased by other men and sleeps with one of them the night after I take her to go see Wicked, another Broadway show, on her birthday, even though I took her to see Wicked for her birthday. So a lot of this stuff happens. So then she tries dumping me. That was the change, is she tries to dump me only for her to finally say, I made a mistake. I can't. I need to be with you. I'll do anything to make this work. And so that basically answers my question number 5 of what caused you to go back after you tried to walk away, is all the times she kept apologizing to me and showing remorse and saying, I'm sorry, Anthony, I'm going to be with you. We're not going to do this again. And then after that happened, then we moved in together. And so when I went back to her and basically gave her the last chance is when we moved in together. And that answers question number 5. So now, Sadet, you said you want to skip number 5. Leon, you said you want to skip number 5. Tony,
Of course.
what caused you to go back after you tried to walk away?
Well, they called me to go over to the apartment to talk, and she told me what was really going on, and she was telling me like, you need to stop this stuff because the people you say are causing the drama are not causing the drama. It's you and my mom and stuff like that. And her mom, she told me that her mom was the cause of all of it and going off and more. And so the mom played me for a fool. My girlfriend said that I fell for her mom's bullshit because she's done this with other people. It made me rethink everything when we got back together. And for moments, it was fine. And because I thought, well, maybe this was the cause of everything going wrong. Because, you think that, well, she's telling you everything and you realize what really happened. But it was fine, but not the whole time. Not the whole time at all. It was fine for a
So
little bit, but not the whole time.
the girlfriend essentially sweet talked you back, right?
Yeah, she told me that this would be my last chance, and she said that if I ever did this stuff again, I'm out. I'd be gone. Yeah, I'd be gone.
She says the exact same thing to me too.
It's your last chance, Tony, even though they were the ones who were causing it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about shifting the blame.
Yeah.
Shifting the goalpost, really.
Yep.
Number 6 is where, because I always want to say a relationship is a two-way street. It's never just one person's fault. It's both people's fault that the relationship has gone on. All right, even if somebody does a major bad thing, well, the other person is still guilty in some ways that might have caused that other person to do that bad thing per se. So, number 6 is, did you do anything to make this drama worse?
You can skip 6 for me because I don't really remember much.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. I believe you. No judging. So, Tony, did you say or do anything to make this drama worse? Or what did the girlfriend say that you did that made it worse?
Well, it got bad because like little things I was doing would get her all worked up. Like because I commented about her pants at a restaurant because I thought they were like pajama pants, and for some reason it set her and her mom off. They thought I was judging them for being poor, and she told me to shut up and said I was uncaring, and thought I was better than them, and it was all just a comment. And then like this was around the holiday, and this is gonna be kind of a little compound answer here, so bear with me here. And things got better and then got worse because like after the holiday, because one of her exes dropped his girlfriend because he liked her and wanted her back, wanted me out of the picture, and it put a strain on the relationship because we fought about him and a lot did other things. And this is
Oh,
about come on, wait.
before we continue, there's a string of X's here. So you need to number them. X1, X2, X3 or something. 'Cause there were a
X1,
lot of-
X1 we'll call him.
Go
We'll call
ahead.
him X1. Because like X1 wanted me out of the picture because he liked her and thought that they belonged together, and he thought they were the boyfriend girlfriend. He in his mind thought that, and this was around the time me helping pay for their stuff got more frequent, and the mom wanted me to, but deep down I know the no girlfriend also wanted to do it. Also, she wasn't telling me that she know that she was doing that. And to answer, did I do anything that added to the drama? Yes, I kept complaining about ex number one, who was her best friend also for 15 years. I didn't want him around. I complained about him a lot, and I was telling her to drop him, and she got irritated and worked up, and we had a lot of fights about him and fights about other things to the point where one day she got so when we fought about this, she'd be mad for the rest of the day and would not let off it because she just it was hard for her to cool off and just like then she'd have these pep talks to me telling me I need to start growing up and be a man because the real world's gonna eat me alive and I don't know what the real world is like. She was telling me that stuff and just like saying like you gotta start getting your act together, you gotta start acting more mature and realize that life isn't a video game or so. She would told me this multiple times with the pep talk and all that stuff. She said she doing it because she cared, but I know she was doing it just because she was mad because she did this a couple times.
So you were buying her all this stuff because you were worried that if you didn't, then X1 would do it. Like,
Yes.
what specifically was X1 like? Was X1 constantly trying to one up you?
He kept wanting to come over. He kept saying that like I don't like that guy. I don't like these here. And he would constantly complain about me a lot and stuff like that. He called me Dahmer and stuff. He said that we're different in our own ways. That he didn't like her being with other guys because
And I kept telling you, Tony, it's like, dude, you got to get over your hate boner for this guy. Because every day you would want to call me while I'm at work. Like you wouldn't even ask if you can call. You would just, I need to talk to you right now, or you would just call me while I'm at work, or while I'm home, or while I'm commuting. And I got to the point where it's like, I don't want to keep hearing about X1. Like you need to get over this hate boner for X1. But there was another X in the question. Talk about what X2 did that was so crazy.
he didn't like me and he did weird things like wait for her at a store for 7 hours like that and
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
he found out that she was with me, and he got all worked up, like blew up her phone, and he showed up all mad and angry, saying that, all jealous of me because we were together, and she was afraid to leave her house because of him, and he kept driving through the parking lot and stuff, and like
That's not an ex. That's a stalker,
it is
TT.
a stalker. It is. They even said it's a stalker too. But they thought the police wouldn't do anything, so they never went to the police or anything about it. They thought the police wouldn't do anything to help him because they say the police didn't help in the past, and they thought the police wouldn't help him then. And
Of course,
just
the police aren't going to help if you don't go to them for help.
right.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, X3 was somebody who was actually in a relationship with somebody at the same time, but still insisted on wanting to be with the girlfriend.
He was her ex for about 8 years, 8 9 years or so like that, and we believe he damaged her car and all that stuff and everything, but I don't want to give away personal details here and stuff, but that's
Don't
just
have
in
to.
case. But like
Why do you
would.
think I used a fake name for my ex?
I
Aside
know.
from preventing a crusade.
Yeah, but X3, I don't really know much about because I didn't talk to him or anything like that. I don't know. I didn't know much about X3 except the fact of what she told me. So X3, I can't really say much about him.
Okay, but we're getting to this point because then what did the girlfriend tell you? When you expressed your concern over all these men pining over her while she's supposed to be technically with you, what did this girlfriend say to you?
She said that like this is it's she said that like a lot of guys like her and stuff like that, and they have feelings for her because she's pretty and stuff like that. She told me that you have to basically you're gonna have to deal with it if you want to be with me. She said
Somebody throw that bitch in the dark ages.
because like
Oh,
because I told her that like you need to tell these people that you're with somebody. But she claimed that the exes wouldn't listen or so like that because X1 wouldn't listen. Right? That he thought that they were the couple, not me and her.
Come to think of it, it doesn't sound much exclusive if she's messing with that many guys. I don't know.
Well, she had a lot of friends who are guys. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, that can cause some real problems.
yeah, you're right, and and I kept having to tell you because I didn't know the full scale of it. But I'm just like, okay, you got to trust her. If she tells you to trust her and you want to be with her, then you got to trust her. But you
Or her,
obviously in the back of your mind thought this something isn't right here, and you were right to think that. But because you kept expressing that, it just got us into circular arguments. Okay, like
yeah, it's like a competition.
you want to be with her. Okay, then this is what you got to do. Well, it's because of this. It's because of this. Well, then fuck. Then do something about it. Well, I can't do anything about it. Then what the fuck, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how you lose friends.
It's true.
Well,
And
that's going to be...
you are lucky that it's really hard to lose me as a friend.
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
that's going to be question number 9 as we'll get to. All right? But, so we're talked about, okay, what did you do anything to make it worse? And, all right, so basically, you had this massive hate boner for this guy, and it irritated her. All right? Was there anything that you said to the mother that made it worse?
I can't recall, but like I basically just told her mom to like just get him out of here. I'm tired. I'm tired of him being over here and stuff like that.
There is one thing I remember you brought up, which was the last thing you pretty much said to them.
I told them that poor people need jobs because her mom was complaining that I got takeout one day and stuff like that. And basically, like she said, it kept getting on me. So I told girlfriend that poor people need jobs, more money, and it upset her mom so much to the point she's like, "How dare you?" and stuff. And a couple of days go by, and they're still mad at me about it. And my girlfriend and I had a big fight about it. She tells me to get a man's job, and I say, you can't say that. You DoorDash for a living. You can't say that. And then she told me to leave and get out. And she ran out of the hallway. And she ran out of the hallway, slammed the door, wouldn't come in until I left.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay, so, all right, now we're going to go into number 7, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that we can say, because this is now basically, the toxicity at this point is reaching its climax to the point where you're like, oh my goodness, what the fuck is going on? All right? And Leon, what are some major things that are basically indicating to you that what you're going through right now is a toxic relationship? It is reaching its climax, and this is why I'm talking to you people, so that we can tell you, get the fuck out.
Well, the main thing, like I said before, which is a little similar to number 2, well, no, to number 3, I almost said number 2, which is she still has the nerve to, like, go through a man's text. That's the only thing she does. And she likes to start some shit and then throw some pass right into my face. And I told her about this many times not to do that. And that still continues. Like, she's insecure of who I'm actually talking to. Because it's been going on for about, like, I mean, she only does it once in a blue moon. She don't really do it a lot, but I guess that's like a thing to her, just to make sure that I'm not cheating on her, which it never happened.
It's a double-edged sword when it comes to that, because my ex, at one point, we actually agreed to have each other's passwords on their phones and hold each other accountable on what we said in our texts. So if we really wanted, so I let her look through my phone, and I was able to look through her phone for a period of time.
Well,
Because
this is the worst part. I'll have to cut you off. I'm so sorry, but
no,
I let her hold on to mine. I let her hold on to mine, but she never let me hold on to her phone. So she's part of her doesn't.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
exactly. Yeah, she only showed me like pictures on her phone, but she never ever let me hold hers. But I always let her hold mine.
Red flags.
Red flag.
That's pretty much that I haven't brought up there.
Yeah, that's one thing. For a period of time with my ex, it was mutual, but as we'll get to, there was a point when she wouldn't let me look through her phone anymore. So we'll get to that. Are there any other major things that happened? Question number 7. Leon, go.
That's pretty much all I got for right now.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
Sadet, are you comfortable with talking about anything for question number 7?
I'll give me a second on this.
Okay, so while Sadet is thinking about her question number 7, and my number 6, did I do anything that made it worse? Yeah, because there was a part, as soon as the son started acting up in school a lot, can't tell you how many trips to the principal's office I had to go to while I was picking him up, because she was working nights and I was in the day. So I was basically taking him to school and picking him up every single day. I was basically the stepdad at that point, even though we were boyfriend and girlfriend. And so he's starting to get really, really bad at school, and that's created some stress because he would say some stupid things to me, but I wasn't necessarily acting like an adult back to him. I would act like a young child back to him. Like I would say stuff back, which was not great. But was she guilty of doing that too? Yeah, she was, because again, she had the kid when she was 19, so she was practically a teenager when she had the kid. We were both really young and stupid at that point, so our maturity levels in terms of parenting were not quite where they needed to be. But that added to some stress. And then at the same time, I was not necessarily honest about little things. Big things I was honest about, to an extent, but so I wouldn't be honest about if I went to the gym. I wouldn't be honest about little tiny things if I did, because I was promising that I was going to lose weight, and because I had let myself go, and I was not exactly doing the best job at it. But obviously lying to her about going to the gym, lying to her about the food that I was eating, because she could see the receipts and she could see the bank statements that, oh, he went to Circle K, he went to 7-Eleven. So, and then the one big thing that I lied about is I wasn't current. I was behind on my car payments, and the day that I was supposed to go get the engagement ring for her, my car got repoed. So there was an omen there, I guess. But at the same time, we had already talked about marriage. She had an idea at this point. She wanted to have all these things by the time she was 30. We're in our mid-20s at this point. She wanted to be married, have another kid by the time she was 30. But we weren't exactly we were okay financially. We were able to live, but it wasn't easy to save and put money away for school and to improve our financial situation, to invest. So started feeling like we were kind of stuck. And she started getting some resentment over what was going on, because she thought, oh wait, I left stability for you, Anthony, because I joined you for love, and this isn't what I thought this was going to be. So she had an idea what she wanted me to be, and I wasn't necessarily being what she wanted to be or wanting to be. So, God, yeah. And a lot of people later on would say it sounded like she was trying to control you, Anthony. And so, like even you, Tony, when I did this conversation with you a few years ago, you thought that as well.
Yeah, I did.
So, but again, we started bickering. We weren't exactly on the best of terms at this point. So I was like, and nothing's worse than she pushing for the engagement, she giving me $1,000 to get the engagement ring, expecting an engagement ring, fine, and then not exactly liking the ring that I get her because she went through the secret spot that I hid it. So I had to go get another one, and on the day that I go get the other one, my car gets repoed.
Good Lord.
Good Lord, is right.
And not only that, so I had to explain to her, I got my car repoed, but I have an engagement ring in this bag. So she's expecting me for me to propose to her. But wait a minute, a proposal is supposed to be surprising,
Surprise.
exciting. How the fuck am I supposed to surprise her when she's expecting it? So I had to come up
That's
with
like
the most
suspecting. Oh my goodness.
I had to come up with the most elaborate way to propose to her. And I actually did a really fucking good job, which I can get to. But my point is, I was not a total saint in the relationship. I was definitely not at the maturity level that I needed to be, especially to her and her son. And as she would say to you, as the girlfriend would often say to you, Tony, hey, I need a man in this relationship, not a child. She would definitely say that. So I get it. But now we're going to go to number 7. Sadet, have you thought about the major thing that happened?
Too many to count.
Just list the biggest one, or the biggest one that you're comfortable saying.
There's just so many of them, I can't really count them or even talk about them.
Just mention the key ones or something like that. Just mention the key points there.
Why do you think I'm saying there's too many?
Good point. Keep talking.
Yeah.
So,
There was a lot of key points that led to us falling apart. But again, that's over the course of 6 years. So you're right. There are too many to count. But I can still think of I can still kind of look back and think of the moments that this led to this led to that led to this.
Every single argument, most of them were because I was a bit of a liar in the past, but that wasn't out of malice or anything. It was because I was trying to make people happy, but was going about it the wrong way.
We know.
Uh-huh.
We believe you.
Yep. And I believe that's what I did.
And that backfired on me. Then I tried to be good, but it's like no matter how hard I tried, there was still some resentment or something. And even when we decided to start fresh, it was still like issues after issues. And just so much was going on. But the one thing I feel was probably one of the bigger contributors was a polyamorous relationship.
Ooh.
I
Ooh.
have
Yeah.
tried that with him. I told him I did not like the polyamorous relationship. Like, I'm not against people who can make it work. If there are people who can make it work, good on them. But he kept trying to push for a polyamorous relationship, even though he said after the first one that fell apart that he wasn't going to do it. However, he still did it anyways. I tried to be nice about it and tried to give it a second chance, but it really was not a thing for me.
So,
And honestly,
Like I said, the big heart always takes over.
well, my question,
honestly, honestly, a polyamorous relationship is not for me.
and that's okay to say. I mean, like you said, Sadet, if it's between two consenting adults and they are 100% good with it, power to them. Like, right,
Mhm.
go right ahead. So my question to you, Sadet, is this something that he wanted to do it, and so it was okay for him to be with other people, but it was not. But in his mind, it was not okay for you to be with other people.
More or less.
More definitely, more or less. So he didn't like
There
it
were
when.
moments where it seemed like he was getting better, then it seemed like he was getting worse, then better, then worse, then better, then worse. Make up your goddamn mind.
It was a handful, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Overwhelming.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, like, once again, I do not hate anybody that can pull off a polyamorous relationship. I actually support people who are able to make it work, but I do not support people that are trying to force it.
Absolutely, and yeah, if
Agreed, yes.
Agreed, yeah.
one person wants to do it, but the other one doesn't. No way that's going to work.
Right.
Even so,
As
we're
I
happy that
always
you're out of
have said, love is love.
Sure.
Sure.
It
Well,
doesn't
love can
matter
happen in many ways.
it doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter your race. None of that matters. Love is love, but it has to be consensual.
Right.
Well, and there also goes a saying:
Yeah.
you don't necessarily pick who you fall in love with; it just happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Of
happen to
course.
fall in love with this Bob. I happen to fall in love with this woman who was married at the time I met her, but I mean, it's basically like a Helen of Troy type of a thing where she was. So it kind of felt like that. Like, oh, she was betrothed to this king, and I brought her over to my world. The forbidden. So yeah, I'm not going to say there wasn't a lot of bad stuff. It was exciting, and yeah, the intimacy was really hot when it got really hot. I could definitely say that. But you know what? That's a good thing to bring up. So that guy brings up a polyamorous relationship, and you say no, and that's so you think that's one of the major things that made you realize I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, but his sweet talking saying that I would always be his number one. I
You
would
know what?
always
She
have
says the exact
to.
same thing to me, honestly.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
My one and only.
Oh,
Oh
God.
no. Oh my goodness. That's disgusting. Usually there's always a lot of people, a lot of shitty people named Bob. But in
That's
this
why
case,
I use the name Bob.
okay. Now, Tony, I know.
Besides, quick
Hmm?
quick
All
fact, nobody is ever named Bob when they're born. They just pop out of thin air.
I understand.
So,
Yeah, that too.
ironically, the worst kid I've ever coached was named Bobby.
Oh,
So,
dear.
I have a few friends that are named Bob or Bobby.
so Tony, I know you've been wanting to get to number 7. And I know there's a lot that you definitely want to say because this is definitely where it got to the point where Sadet and I got really, we were driven crazy by everything. So, Tony, what were some major things that happened? The keyword major.
Oh,
Not
man.
not she was mad that her cat wasn't feeling good. Not she was mad because she was on her period shit. I want major shit. Go.
You want major stuff? Well, aside from us, aside from after that comment, they did not get over that comment, and they were constantly mad and stuff. Oh man, she was mad like after she told me the day after she told me to get out and leave because I told her that comment about you can't say that about me getting a man's job and stuff. She was saying like a step you buy for it, take your shit and shove it up your ass and leave. Said that because like that means nothing to me and stuff. She also she started saying, and then like she said she was mad because she was just trying to be honest and stuff, and then because she wanted to get me back for the comment I said about the poor people job thing, and then she felt she was mad 'cause I insulted her in her own home and stuff like that. And she said it's gonna take a long time for her to trust me again and stuff like that. And it's like this was like going on for a while. Like I know that they never got over that comment. As much as they said they were gonna get over it, they weren't gonna get over it. You know they weren't going to. And then like, oh man, several amount. It's just like then the next few days everything's fine, and all of a sudden what? Then sudden like like say 3 or 4 days like the whole thing ended on a Sunday. Well, this happened exactly a week after that comment. She got mad about the comment. She thought I blew her off because they said they were door dashing near the store. They said words and were past tense, not words and we are. And she didn't put the apostrophe in the word were, so I got confused. And I thought they meant they were there earlier, like they said they were going to come see me at the store, and they
That's
did. And I
weird.
thought,
Correct.
what?
Usually, autocorrect usually
This is through text
puts the
messaging.
apostrophe in. So I'm saying autocorrect usually puts the apostrophe in.
No, it did not. They didn't put the apostrophe in, so I was confused. And so she was all upset because she thought I blew her off because I saw that they weren't at the apartment. So I went out I went out to have a drink with a couple of friends. Then she got all upset because she thought I blew her off, and both her and her mom thought I blew her off. When I didn't, I just misunderstood the text. So I told myself, go back to her, tell her I was sorry, and she was irritated because she bought me a shake and she had to throw the shake out, and she was I think she was mainly mad because she had to waste like $6 on my shake that she had to surprise me. She was going to surprise me with the shake, and I ruined the surprise. And
Quick tip for people here.
yeah, and
Always make
and
sure.
she was okay, let's been talking in minutes of death, but she was aggravated because she didn't want to talk. She thought I was playing dumb and playing games with her and her mom when I wasn't. It was just a misunderstanding. That's all it was. It's just that, and I thought to myself, what the heck? That's when my feelings were starting to change slowly but surely. I couldn't like, geez, I make a mistake and they're all upset like I did on purpose. And then, um, let's see, Thursday goes by and I was watching a video about something, and her mom said to her, "Don't you think you should be hearing this to listen to music? Don't you care at all?" And then she gets mad at both of us because she knew she knew her mom and I were being phony with each other and stuff like that. And she was all going off because she assumed I was doing stuff for her just to be like X number one and stuff like that and everything. And I started going off about this stuff, and it was just like, oh my god. And then Friday happened, and she was still worked up and upset. And I told her to drop X number one. She goes, "How about I drop you? I'm not dropping my best friend for 15 years," and stuff. It's just that the more you act the way, the more he's gonna be in the picture. The more just you're gonna be out the door. Not gonna be allowed back in the apartment. And just holy crap, it was getting worse and worse every day to the point where like it was just it didn't seem like the girl I knew and fell in love with. It wasn't the girl I fell in love with. She was changing to somebody that I didn't know anymore. And just like then Saturday went by. She and her mom was all upset and stuff and getting all going off on me and stuff like that, and I didn't like it. And but then like I thought, well, it'll be fine. And then Sunday, the big day comes.
not Sunday. Sunday is question number 10.
Okay, then I'll have to get to it then. But you can see what major things were leading up here. I mean, just a simple mistake gets the person all worked up and upset, like they did on purpose. When I would never blow someone off. I know how it feels to be blown off. I've been blown off many times before, so I know how it feels. I would never do that to somebody.
Quick,
Uh,
as
yeah,
I was trying to say, quick tip, always ask to make sure on the spelling.
I did ask, wait, you're home now? I said, wait, are you home now? And she didn't respond to me, so they assumed I was blowing her off. And the place was like 20 minutes away, out of my way from home now, out of the way from where they live.
And
So
that's her fault.
Yes, it was her
It
fault.
really is,
Not
yeah.
responding.
And she was all upset because she ended up eating dinner. She ended up having dinner very late. Cause like when she made dinner, we wouldn't eat like 11 o'clock or midnight night or so. In fact, did I mention that she wanted me to go pick up her glasses from the eye doctor one time, and she got mad at me because I misread what she said. I thought she meant pick her up to go get her glasses from the eye doctor, and even if I did get her glasses, she would have to pay for them anyway and had to try them on. So she got all mad for nothing. She's like, well, it's a thought that counts. Any other guy would have done that for me. And it just shows how much you care and stuff. She was all pissed off
Is
about that.
TT any other guy? No,
No.
TT is TT.
I
TT
didn't.
is himself.
Yeah. How am I supposed to know that, like, I mean, like, I thought she wanted me to go pick her up and take her there and stuff. But no, she was busy putting her makeup on. It took about 4 or 5 hours to get ready, and we wouldn't be able to do anything until like about 7 o'clock or so.
So,
Makeup that takes that long is
Oh,
so
man.
not worth.
yeah, my ex never took that long. But, Tony, I have to ask you, I mean, there was a point, right, where it almost felt like she dumped you. Because I remember you tried to call me, and I said, fuck off. I don't want to hear about this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because this was a period where you were, as I kept calling, you were crying wolf. You basically kept trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, Tony, basically the story of crying wolf is the kid cries wolf so many times to get the attention, and then people finally stop coming because they don't believe the kid. So you would basically be always worried. Oh my God, I think we're going to break up. Oh no, I think we're going to break up. Oh no, no. Oh no. Oh no, we're fine. We're fine. It's okay. Oh no, no. Oh no, no. The girlfriend did this. I need to call Anthony. No, we're fine. We're fine. Oh no,
Didn't
no.
I had to ground you from that, TT,
Oh, Anthony.
when it came to you and I?
And
I
I
don't remember.
believe right after he tried to talk to Anthony, that's when Tony started calling me about this whole situation of him and his girlfriend.
We're going to get into more of that with number 9, but basically you're crying wolf at this point, and it was just an endless cycle where we're just like, God damn it, dude, what the fuck?
I know what you're telling me. Drop the girl already if she's making you miserable.
Exactly, and I was telling you that, and then you want to get to this one where she actually tried to drop you, and then you showed up, and her mom opened the door. You want to get to that one?
Yes, her mom opened the door so I could apologize for what I did. But I think the reason was because she wanted someone to DoorDash with. That's what she went. That's where her mom wanted to go. But just that she didn't. The girlfriend wanted me out of the picture at what I said, and I was kind of feeling like, what the heck just happened? Because like I was real angry that this whole thing was going on, and she was starting shit like showing me messages from guys she got on Facebook dating and all that stuff. She responded to trying to get a reaction out of me and everything. And it was getting very out of control to where like it was like it was just it wasn't fun. It was like a fight. Go ahead.
It wasn't fun for your friends either, which we're going to get to with question number 9. But now we have to get to the point where I'm going to talk about some of the major things that happened with me. That basically was us falling apart, and you'll definitely, for those, Tony's heard this story, but Sadet and Leon, you haven't heard this. So, basically 2013 to 2014, we're boyfriend, girlfriend. We get engaged in 2014, and surprisingly, I pulled off the best surprise engagement I could possibly do, even when she knew it was coming. But she sincerely didn't know I was going to propose the way I did. Like, I did a huge, elaborate proposal in front of family and friends, very heartfelt, very sentimental. it was amazing, and it's hard to top. I mean, and I'm afraid if I tell my next girlfriend how I did it, she's going to be really jealous. But we get engaged, but as we're engaged, we're still getting rocky. She's still getting resentful over the situation financially, and resentful over the fact that her kid is being a punk at school. She's not happy with her job. So she's not necessarily always happy. She's clearly not. She's miserable for a lot of it. I try to go back to school when I was engaged, and a lot of times, a lot of our arguments would be, well, Anthony, you're not doing this. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. We need this to happen. So I try to put the effort to lose the weight. Well, you're only doing this because I said so. Fuck. Well, then what do you want me to do? And I want you to do things for you. I don't want you to do things because you said something.
What?
I know. So I try to go back to school to try to just improve my future, essentially. And we get engaged, and then we get caught up with the wedding, and the wedding happens, and it's a great wedding. Everybody who attended that wedding, all my family members has said it was a great wedding, and the food was great. It was a great venue. We pulled off a great wedding. We did a Caribbean cruise for our honeymoon, 10 days, and from May up until after Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, we had our honeymoon phase, and it was great, and we're all good. But of course, the resentment starts to come in. It's like, I didn't lose weight in time for the wedding, and so I can't believe you didn't lose weight for the wedding. Okay, I'll try to lose weight for San Diego Comic-Con. Well, you lose weight for Comic-Con, but not our wedding. And then the Comic-Con goes by, and then it's like, well, I can't believe you didn't lose weight for Comic-Con. So she obviously doesn't like this version that she is at the point. But of course she's taking it out on me. She doesn't like the way her kid is acting. And then, of course, at the same time I'm dealing with how she's acting, I'm back to being dishonest about the little things, about the food that I'm eating, about all this little tiny stuff. So I'm dishonest about little petty shit. And then finally she starts telling me, Anthony, we're not okay. What? We're not okay. But we've been intimate. Well, I don't know if that's a good idea because it might send mixed signals. And that's a mistake. For anybody that's listening, keep the intimacy up even if you're rocky, because if it's one of the only things that you can communicate, it'll be a lot harder for you to end it, and it might make you think maybe we might fix things. So please, but that was a mistake in the long run, is ending the intimacy. And so we weren't really doing what we used to do, and stuff that we were good at doing, I might add. So finally, this is October of 2015, and she goes out and gets plastered.
Oh.
So plastered, she gets dropped off, and I'm home, and then in her drunken state, she decides she doesn't want to be at home with me. She wants to get in the car and go drive off somewhere. And I said, no, I am not going to let you get in the car and go drive. Give me my keys. No. Give me my keys. No. Give me my keys or I'll break this. So I would always, and then it just turned into a huge fight because of how drunk and belligerent she were. And this goes on and on and on and on. And meanwhile, again, I'm trying to protect her from getting a DUI. But she, in her drunken, belligerent state, thinks I'm being says I'm being abusive. She says, oh, if the cops come over because of how loud we are, I'm going to tell them that you've been raping me. I'm going to tell them you've been abusive. Like, imagine what I'm thinking when she's telling me this. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And this goes on.
See it, but my face and hand has just met, and I'm groaning here.
You're
That
okay.
is disgusting.
So
That is a disgusting manipulative tactic. I hate that.
So she says that, and then unfortunately, as I'm pinning her down, she's biting me, she's hitting me. There's bruise marks and bite marks all over my arms, and on my face as well. And finally, the cops do show up because it's an apartment complex. They can hear us, and I tell the cops, I say, I'm so sorry, officer. She's drunk. She's trying to leave, and I'm not going to let her leave and get in a car and get a DUI. And the cops instantly could tell I'm telling the truth. She's drunk. They could see all the bruises and bite marks on my arms and all that.
Shit.
And, of
Holy
course,
crap.
but when that happens, she never apologizes. And instead, she forever said, "Oh, you threw me under the bus. How could you do that, Anthony? How dare you throw me under the bus and potentially get me a 5150? Because that'll ruin my job." And I'm just like, you were saying that you would say this to all the cops. And I believe, like, she said it so many times, I believed her. So, but long story short, every drunken fight that I had to deal with her, because she liked to drink and sometimes would act stupid when she got drunk, and sometimes we get in a fight over it, this was the first time she never showed remorse or any form of, oh my God, I effed up. She blamed it solely on me. She blamed her drunken behavior on me. She blamed the fight on me. And of course, at this time, she starts seeking solace in her coworkers, and of course, telling her coworkers that I threw her under the bus. But unfortunately, as a few months go by, she's no longer letting me look for her phone. She no longer has, like, we used to have each other on Find My iPhone, so I could always find where she is. And her reasoning was, oh, I deserve my privacy. I just, and instantly I'm thinking, okay, something is up. So finally, 2 days before my birthday happens, her phone is on my nightstand for some reason. I figure out her password. I look through, and I see Facebook Messenger messages, and it's another guy telling her how much he loves her, how much she wants to be with his wife, or like how much of this, and she's reciprocating it back. Oh my God, I can't wait to be home with you. I love you so much. All that shit. And I'm going back and forth. I'm going through this. These are love letter messages. So I basically have caught her having an affair. And finally, and of course, I confronted her later about it. So yeah, 2 days. Tony always said, "Oh my God, Anthony, this happens on my birthday. I can't believe this happened on my birthday." And I told Tony, I found out my wife was cheating on me on my birthday, you moron. You think your birthday is bad. True story, Tony. I remember telling you this.
Yes, I know.
Oh, you're making mine feel a little bit blessed since that never really happened on my birthdays.
Nor is mine.
Oh my. So it was that moment when that's basically, oh God, this again, she's cheating on me again. Oh fuck, here we go. Christmas, and then unfortunately Christmas time rolls around and all of my relatives are there, and I have to hide the fact that I just found out she's cheating on me. So I'm going through all these emotions at play. And then finally, another 6 months go by, and we decide to separate. But this is going to go into question number 8 is, why did you stay if you were so miserable? So, Leon, going back to you, why are you still with this girl if you're miserable?
I can consider calling it miserable. So how do I put it? Like I said before, big hearts always takes over. It was pretty much nothing I can do about it at this point. So I just like continuing on, looking out for her, helping her with her stuff, and I'm like, wow, okay. So like they say, big hearts always takes over. That's pretty much the only reason I got.
Well, that's a very short and simple answer, and that's the same reason why I could say that I kept trying to stay along and why I kept thinking, okay, eventually we'll change this, we'll come around, and we'll eventually say, all right, we're both going to fix this. But well, unfortunately, every time I kept thinking I should stay, I basically
It
begged
gets
her,
worse.
saying, you need to help fix this. It can't just be me. She's telling me, I want you to fix this, but you're not. In her mind, it's not her that's the problem. In her mind, it's me that's the problem. But she was the one cheating on me. So I was basically begging her it needed to be both of us to decide to fix things. And she kept saying no. I don't see any reason to fix things. I don't see any reason that I should stick around with you. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. And she might have been right, but in my mind, my heart is breaking watching her drift away and getting increasingly distant. So the last 6 months, we were basically roommates while she kept saying to me that she wasn't seeing the person that I caught her cheating on me with. All the while, other people were sending me pictures of her with her because they spotted her with him. I'm like, hey, Anthony, why is your wife with this person? Hey, Anthony, are you taking a picture here? No, what's going on? Well, check this out. So more than one person kept sending me messages saying that she was out with him when I wasn't asking. So I knew that she was lying to me about him, and she didn't. And she was like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that." She knew what she was doing, but she had no remorse. But I stuck around because my heart was big. I thought I thought she was the one. I thought this was the love of my life.
We all think that,
Obviously
yes.
not. It
Yeah,
wasn't
we
that.
all did.
Yeah, we
There's
all
no
have a
denying
big
it.
heart here.
So, Sadet, before we go to Tony, why did you stay if you if you were miserable?
Well, one, obvious sweet talker. Two, part of me still had a bit of hope that maybe things will turn out all right, that things will be fine if I just keep being patient. And trust me,
Yep.
Booyah.
I've been patient for a very long time on him in hopes that he'll realize that what some of the things he was doing was making me unhappy. And I just pretty much just tried to grin and bear it because I cared so much.
All right. By the way, before we get to Tony, when my family started seeing that, actually no, that's going to be number 9. So
Yeah, that's
that
number 9.
go to number
Yeah.
9. So Tony, why did you stay if you were so miserable?
Because I thought things would get better, because every time we had a fight, the next day she would get over it, and things would be better, like they didn't happen and stuff. Even though there were times that she'd still be a little upset with that, I felt like we could talk things over and things would get better, and I really cared about her, and I wanted to have a life with her and stuff, because, I thought she was the one for me, like how you like how you thought your ex was and stuff like that, because, even though you go through those things, you still believe that you could work things out. But the worst case scenarios happen when you hit rock bottom. That's when you realize it's not the case at all.
I remember you telling me, Tony, I love her, okay? I love her. And I remember asking you, does she love you?
She never said she
And you
did.
never were able to answer.
So the answer is
Never said
probably
she loved you.
no. She never did. It doesn't matter what
And
her
she probably didn't.
it doesn't matter what her excuse was. Oh, I waited a while before saying I love you to guys said that. It doesn't matter what the excuse was.
I'm going to take things slow. I'm taking things slow. Yeah, when she kept saying that I'm going to take things slow, I remember telling you, Tony, I went to third base on my first date with my ex. So this taking it slow bullshit can only last for so long. But yeah, 9 months of taking it slow, yeah, she was up to something.
something was going on, and it took me that
Mm.
long to realize something was going on. And yeah, it's pathetic. I know.
It's okay. you're talking to somebody who was even in a worse situation and did more pathetic things. It's because we were doing it for love. So
Yes.
you get it.
Like I always say, suckers for love, which is
That's
mainly
right.
me and Tony.
Right, Leon.
Oh,
right.
me too.
Yes, I know,
I
Anthony.
think that refers to all four of us.
That's right, Sadet.
Right.
It hurts all four of us for sure.
Okay, 4.
I mean,
So,
if
yeah,
it
okay.
didn't relate to all four of us, then why would all four of us be doing this in the first place?
Good question.
Yeah, that makes
Why?
sense.
Why indeed?
So we have now reached question number 9. All right. Now, Leon, what do your friends and family think about you going out with this chick?
Okay. It's all pretty much going plain and simple. She told me not to tell anyone about us, not even our co-workers. But
Okay.
I told one of my friends anyway. Here's one question I mentioned, and I believe it's pretty much a little similar to yours, Anthony. Like, she expected a commitment ring, and because I kind of figured something really did went off. Because I'm not trying to offend you to that. I mean, it happens to like most people. Like, you don't expect a commitment ring or an engagement ring. You just wait for a surprise. That's how a true relationship works. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship with a ring on your finger. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah, I know.
And
I think you
like,
meant me. I think Sadet had to worry about the engagement. It was me that had to be engaged.
okay, you're the one that mentioned about the engaged, and I just now spilling out the whole relationship commitment ring. And it's like I said before, you don't necessarily got to have a ring on your finger in order to be in one. Because if you did, I wouldn't be doing all this stuff for you in the first place. That's how I knew something went off. So I had to talk to one of the experts that were in the relationship, and they said, no, you don't necessarily have to have the relationship ring. All you got to do is just take her to the bedroom and let her fuck you. Plain and simple. And that's what I've been waiting for throughout the entire month. But she's been just holding back on me. So I'm like, go ahead and get rid of this
you
woman.
got blue balled.
Well, I remember my ex, shortly after we moved in, I remember she basically just started expressing, I was like, hey, so when are we going to get engaged? Almost so bluntly. And I remember expressing to her and saying, well, you know what? The first 2 to 3 years was a lot of back and forth bullshit between you and baby daddy. And it never really felt like it was us exclusive for those 2 years. So it felt like we've only been exclusively together for the last few months or so, or a year or so. And I remember that offended her. Like, wait, so you mean those 2 to 3 years didn't mean anything with us? Like, of course they fucking did. But we've only been exclusive for this amount of time. And I thought, man, maybe we can afford a little bit of time as boyfriend and girlfriend and really get to know each other before I went ahead with the engagement. But she had other plans, obviously. And I did want to marry her, but I knew I wanted to marry her, but I possibly just wasn't on her time frame. Sadet, what did your friends and family think about Bob or your relationship with Bob?
Or married to Bob.
At the beginning, everyone was fine, everyone was happy, but then drama kicked in and everybody wasn't, to make things quick and simple.
Same with me. My family, they were 100% supportive when it seemed like everything was okay, but if I wasn't the best at hiding my emotions when things were not going the best, so that's
I
of course
can relate to that.
That's of course when I knew, okay, I can't really tell my family what's going on because then they're going to say you got to get rid of her.
Yeah, I kind of felt those vibes myself, so
I know how
I just
you
went
feel
and go to the expert.
I know how you feel there, yeah. I thought that a lot, that my family was trying to wanted me to break up with her and stuff, because that's why it was, that was a lot on me, yes. But I'll talk about that later on. Sorry.
Well, and that's we'll get to. We're basically getting to your turn because there is some more stuff about friends, about family that I'm going to talk about after this. But yes, Tony, we're definitely need to talk about what your friends were thinking because you wouldn't shut the fuck up to your friends about what was going on.
They did not.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
at
that too.
least
That too.
I think at least the three of us can say how we feel about your relation, TT.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, to be honest, my friends and family.
Remember, Tony, you were afraid. Remember, you were afraid of.
Mainly just friends.
Well, you were afraid of telling friends, certain friends, that I got back with the girlfriend because she sweet talked me. Remember, you got so worked up over that
Mm-hmm.
when I kept telling you, just fucking tell them. If you're happy, then fucking tell them. It's just this. I don't know. Just fucking tell them. And you never did. I don't think you ever did.
Well, I told
Nope.
I told them about the breakup. I did tell them, and they don't fault me at all, and they understand what happened and everything. So they weren't upset at all. So I was just saying there. But
All right. Now,
well,
your parents were obviously very vocal about what was going on. Now, were you honest with your parents about what was going on?
no, I not at first because I was trying to save the relationship in any way I can because even though we weren't getting along a lot of stuff, I still wanted to save it in any way I could. And my friends and family did not like that I was with her because they thought it was a mistake because of what happened. They saw that I was unhappy, especially with losing the money and stuff like that, everything and all the fighting and stuff like that. I was all stressed out. It would be hard for me to go to bed. I'd sleep in and wouldn't be able to get up. It would I'd be tired when I had to work up first thing in the morning shift for work and all that stuff. It was they did not like me. Sure, like it was one of those things. Well, if you're happy, then that's all that matters at that because that's what my parents were like when they met her and stuff like that and stuff. And they thought she was very nice and everything like that and stuff. But they knew there was something off about her. They knew there was something off about her and her mom, and it's just like I didn't want to talk to them about the stuff because I thought they were trying to get me to break up with her, and that's one of the things that got me in trouble because I kept thinking that stuff. It's just that parents will not like something about a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you assume this thing or that thing, and it just makes you all it makes you feel more worked up because you're afraid of the worst case scenario. Like if you do you guys break up, you have to tell them everything, tell them the secrets that you kept from them and everything, and that's what the thing was, and that's what made me even harder and everything, and
So,
I was
go
unhappy.
ahead.
I think they knew deep down I wasn't happy. I just didn't want to say anything. I kept sticking up for her and everything she did. And I'm sure they knew I was unhappy. I'm sure, I mean, a lot of my friends knew I was unhappy. You guys knew I was unhappy. A lot of people knew I was unhappy. Yes.
We and we were basically the same way. And Sadet can say this too. It's like, dude, if you don't like this, then do something about it. Get out.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you sticking around? But then it drove us, especially me, because Tony, there was one time it just got where you decided, Anthony, I need to call you right now about about the girlfriend. Really, I don't think it's a good idea right now. I need to talk to you. So you call me, and then I finally just blew up on you. And I said, Tony, it's 10 o'clock at night. I have to get up at 4 in the morning next morning.
I remember that.
So what the fuck is so important? What is so important that you need to talk to me about this? And then I finally just let it out, and I was like, dude, I don't fucking care anymore. I'm done with hearing about this relationship. I don't want you to talk about it. You want to do a podcast or something? You want to do a project? That's great. But I do not fucking care. That's how bad it got with me, Sadet. I just got to the point where I told Tony to fuck off. And if he talks to me again about his girlfriend issues, it better be because he broke up. Because if it isn't, then I'm not going to talk to him altogether. So, Sadet, how did it get to you?
I was really annoyed that pretty much a lot of our conversations got into his girlfriend being this, being that, and he even threw me into calls
Yeah.
where the video camera was on and he was over at now ex's place.
Really?
That only
Okay.
happened once or
Oh
twice, I
Lord.
think, though.
It happened like 2 times, if not 3. But it was pretty annoying. And there was several times where I told you to basically, you're grounded from talking about her.
I remember that, yeah.
Honestly, though, I felt bad for Tony when I heard the news of what he was going through. Honestly.
You had to put Tony in the doghouse too?
No. That's what you guys put it, but not like that. So I just hear him out. So
But the thing is, we heard him out so much, we got to the point where like, that's it, fuck off. You're in the doghouse right now.
I didn't say that part, but part of me feels like, okay, hey, you need to get rid of this woman. She's ruining your life, her and her mom. I'm like, dang.
Like, seriously?
It was.
I did tell TT that it's really hard to lose me, but he really needs to cut it out.
Oh yeah, because
but I already told him I've been there too because I have a big heart.
It's hard to lose.
We said this like many times.
We don't fault you, TT. Pretty much, you could call the 4 of us the Big Heart Quartet.
Yeah, I know. I don't fault you guys.
It's just that
you just felt really bad that I was going through stuff, and just that you just like you were thinking. So, what's it gonna take for you to drop this girl? What's it gonna take for you to drop her?
Yeah, I remember giving.
We were all concerned about your mental and physical health.
She doesn't love you.
Yeah. Then why are you still messing with her? Like, which I would agree with Anthony. Like, she doesn't really love you. Like, she loves you for the stuff you do for her. That's pretty much how
she loves you for your pockets.
Exactly, and can't believe I didn't.
Yes.
It is too bad, Tony. She never got to love you for your penis.
That's okay. I was. Well, that's okay.
That woman never actually loves you for you. I'm like, yo.
I wasn't even looking to have sex anyway, so.
That got to me completely left field for some reason.
Yeah, it's okay.
Uh-huh.
And I'm usually the one in my friend groups that have a dirty mind if there's no other dirty-minded people there.
Sadet, again, I said that on our first day, I went to third base with her. So, actually, she went to third base on me on our first day.
That is true. But technically, you did not say penis.
Well, I had to say it because I know Tony has yet to experience it. But again,
still, just the word, just that word alone caught me off guard.
Good, and I'm glad it caught you off guard because it's a serious topic. And I know we're enjoying our conversations, but hey, let's get a little comic relief here, which is usually Sadet's job.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, at least we are letting everything all out, so
that's all right. Now I'm going to get to what did my family think? Well, again, finally, what was going on during the last few months of our marriage is the ex was telling me, "Don't tell your friends and family what's going on. Don't tell people what's going on." Okay, I won't. Meanwhile, she's having social media posts of all of her nights out. And all of her nights out was with, there were always a bunch of other guys in these pictures, along with her nights out with her girls. And friends would be like, "Anthony, are you taking those pictures?" No. And then, not just friends, but family. My cousins were noticing it. They're like, "Dude, what's up? Why is every other post with her going out and you're not in the pictures?" Like, they noticed it. But at the same time, she's telling me don't say anything to him about it. And then finally I confronted her about it, and I said, "You need to stop doing these posts too. You can't tell me that you can't tell me not to say anything to people when your posts on social media are indicating something is going on and people are wanting to know." I heard Leon, you need to sign off right now?
Yeah, I'm about to sign off right now. I didn't know it was still happening. All right. Catch you later, fellas.
You too, fella.
TTBurger and Desert Coyote.
Bye-bye.
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 Yeah.
It was nice having you here with us.
Yep.
Oh, it was nice seeing you all. Hope to hear from you guys soon.
I'm just going to call you Alpha for personal reasons, okay?
Sure, no problem. All right, guys, y'all take care.
You too, Leon.
Take care. Well,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
but all right. Now that even though it's just the three of us, I still got the last remaining part of question number 9 that I'm going to talk about, and of course, it has to do with my family. Is during the last few months of our marriage, basically, she was telling me, "Don't say anything to your family. Don't say anything to your friends. It's none of their business." Blah blah blah. But at the same time, she's constantly posting on social media about all of her nights out with her girlfriends and her guy friends. And they're always pictures of guys with their arms around her, and she has her cleavage out and all that shit. And people are talking to me. They're texting me like, "Anthony, what's up? Are you the one taking those pictures?" No. Why is she always out? What's going on? And not just that, it's my cousins were noticing it. My brothers and sisters were noticing it. My nephews and nieces were noticing it, who were younger than me. And I finally confronted her and I said, "You can't do this. You can't tell me to not say anything to friends and family when you're pushing all these suspicious messages on social media." "Well, it's none of their business." "Well, they're going to see it and then they're going to ask me what's going on." "Okay, you have a point. I'll stop doing it."
Duh.
So she stops doing it on Facebook, and she doesn't stop doing it on Snapchat. Well, a family member was on Snapchat and saw her pictures with the same fucker that she cheated on me with, and which I, of course, confronted her with about then. Like, "Wait, so you tell me you're not out with this guy?" "No." "Really? Then what's this? Who sent you that picture?" Blah, blah, blah. So then when she figured out that it was my family who was seeing those messages, she proceeded to block me, her husband, and all of my family members from her Facebook.
Damn.
She blocked her husband and her husband's family from being her friends on Facebook. So that was her response to, instead of owning up to what she was doing, she just blocked me on Facebook.
Such a childish response.
I know.
That was exactly. And then she kept lying to me about seeing the person. Like, "What, are you still talking to him?" "Yeah, but we're not doing anything." And then another person texts me, "Hey, does your wife have a doppelganger?" "No." Why?" "Well, I'm sorry, but I need to send you this." "Okay." And it's the two of them holding hands. Like, "Oh, well, I guess unless the maid of honor is some 6'2" Mexican, this is definitely not the maid of honor you said you were out with. So, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry." Blah blah blah. She wasn't showing any remorse for what she was doing, and that's of course leading to the separation, which was in the summer of 2016. And then we were separated for a little bit, and then it wasn't too long. It wasn't too long after when I started talking to another chick who seemed interested, but that unfortunately didn't go anywhere. But it did lead me to just start filling out the paperwork, but I didn't file it yet. So I served her, filled out the paperwork, letting her know this is what I was going to do, and then there was a little bit there. But then this is going to be But then of course we're going to get to question number 10. So Sadet, what led you to finally walk away from Bob?
Well, there was a couple things, actually. One of the couple things that actually finally got me to walk away was basically telling TT the things I needed to hear as well.
Bob told Tony the things you needed to hear?
No, I told Tony what I needed to hear.
Okay.
Because, funny thing, Tony and I, our relationship with our current exes happened on the same day.
It's true.
That is very funny. So it started about that time? Or you ended it at the same time?
We ended our relations at the same time with our exes.
Small world.
After all.
lame-ass ride at Disneyland.
Well, I wouldn't say lame. It was one of the first and one of the most popular ones they had in Disneyland, Disney World.
All right, so then we're going to go to Tony. What led to you finally walking away from the 2-in-1 package known as the girlfriend and the mother?
I was tired of the fights and being treated like crap for stupid reasons and stuff. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to leave for my own sake because if I stayed, I would have lost more money. I would have had nothing left, and I probably would have gone insane because the constant fighting about the dumb stuff, being blamed for everything, and just the fact that it was always a pain in the neck because there are times where I'd have to wait for her at places too, and she'd take forever and stuff, and it's just like, oh man, I was tired of it all because like I just said, I knew if I stayed, I would have went insane. I probably would have ended up in an insane asylum for sure, definitely because oh my god, I was at my wits end because it's just like if I stayed there, I would have lost it. I'm sure I would have lost it because I couldn't take it anymore. I did what I felt was the best thing to do. That's what I feel like.
Okay, so you finally want to talk about the Sunday?
Yes, the Sunday. Yes, I go
Okay.
there. She tells me to come an hour early, to come an hour later, and I did. And things she was not in a good mood, and I kind of told her that I can't help you guys with the money thing anymore and stuff like that. And she thought I was insulting her and blaming her when I wasn't. I was just telling her how it is, and then she got all worked up. And then I just couldn't take it more. I told her mom that they both have anger issues they have to work on. And she came out of the bathroom and said, "What did you just say?" I said, "You have anger issues. Yeah, you have to work on it. You get mad over everything, and it's crazy." And she says, "Listen to me, you pencil dick. First off, I get mad because you say stupid things all the time that piss me off. And second, how dare you insult me in my own home like that? Well, you get mad over everything enough. Well, stop doing things that'll make me mad." And I don't know what happened after that, but she told me to leave and get out. And I said to her mom, "Get her help now." And he goes, "What'd you say?" "Get her help now." I close the door to the apartment. I walk out of the hallway and get into my car. I take one last look at the apartment. I just leave and I don't go back. I just took off and just I didn't want to be here anymore. I had had enough. I was fed up with all the drama. I couldn't take it anymore. So it's like I knew that if I didn't leave, I would have lost more money and I would have gone insane.
That's right. Pencil Dick would have lost more money.
Yes, and and she was saying like, "I don't ask you to do it. You do that. I don't ask you to do it. That's my mom for that. But still, she would. Deep down she wanted me
You
to.
wouldn't know a pencil dick if it hit her in the face.
Yeah, cause like it was just
You definitely would know a pencil dick if it hit her in the face because she's probably had multiple men.
probably yeah.
I'm sure X1 or which one of them probably would write down messages with a pen in one hand and a penis in the other, and it was always debatable which one was thicker.
Yeah, probably. Hate to be a dick there and say it, but you're right.
Got to start dick joke in there somehow.
I never heard Sadet
That
laugh
was
this hard before.
ridiculous.
I never heard Sadet laugh that hard before ever. That's a new one on me.
That's all right.
It's okay.
And
Actually, I have laughed this hard before in our chats.
Not
It's been a while.
in a while. I mean, yeah.
I remember when you finally texted, or you finally texted me, and you said, "I'm done with her," and I said, "You better be fucking serious." Like, if you're not serious, you know what's going to happen. And like, "Oh, I'm serious." And true to your word, Tony, you've been serious.
Oh yes.
And then, and we're happy that you've been serious about it because it obviously was turning you into something that you weren't. And that's another thing about toxic relationships that they do is they turn you into something that you're not. And Sadet can attest to that because she was pressed into things that she wasn't comfortable doing. And that's something that she wasn't as a person.
Yeah, because even a lot of my friends were telling me too, that if I would ever talk to her again or get back together with her, they wouldn't be my friend anymore. It's like that, it's like it was just, I knew that was the time to end it all too, because it's like it's better to lose the toxic girlfriend than to lose your friends or family or so.
Yep.
Yay! Over the internet hugs for TT.
Thanks, Sadet.
He finally got it through his head.
Yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes it takes a while and stuff, but that's how this
Yeah, and it takes a lot of patience. I think you probably drained half of my patience, while my ex drained the other half.
uh,
You drained half of Sadet's, but you definitely drained all of my patience, Tony.
yeah,
And it,
I remember the GIF pictures they call them, but the GIF pictures you were sending. I don't care. I honestly don't care, and that's my nose too. I guess you don't have to worry about sending those anymore, Anthony. That's for sure.
oh, I'm still going to send them because if you send me mindless small talk bullshit, I'm going to say I don't care.
I
And
get
if
you.
Like,
you send me certain stupidity stuff, I'm going to send you my usual slapping you with the fan.
exactly. Exactly.
Like
Like,
this.
that's pretty much what that's pretty much what I kept doing. It's like, oh, X1's here. I don't care. Hey, everything's fine now. I don't care. Mom said this. I don't care.
Okay.
And sincerely, we stopped. So Dad can say the same thing. We just stopped caring. There was no, you numbed us so much, we just stopped caring about it. But now I need to answer my portion. What led to me finally walking away? So again, we're separated, and she is continuing to lie to me about seeing the person. While she's continuing to lie to me about seeing the person, people I don't even talk to were coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I heard you're going to get a divorce." What? When I've never talked to you about it. Where did you hear this? Oh, I've heard around, and
Oh,
this was even before I even served her the papers. Like, really? Who told you that? And of course, I would talk to her. It's like, why is this person who I never talked to coming up to me and saying we're going to get a divorce? Oh no, blah blah blah. I'm not saying anything to people. I'm not going out with them. I'm not saying anything to people.
duh.
So being dishonest, and then here's where my head finally exploded. So it's Halloween Day, and the ex calls me, and we have a really heart-to-heart conversation. And a lot of it had to do with the issues that her son was doing with it. Her son got in trouble, and I had a heart-to-heart with her that reassured her, okay, look, we'll be all right. We'll be okay. It's all right. He's going to grow up. He's going to become a better kid. And it felt like a moment where, like, I think we might get a little closer together. We might actually make things okay. And then, so she says to me, "Hey, so when I meet you at work, can you give me a hug?" Sure, why not? So the kid comes into the place before she does, and I'm friendly with the kid. Hey, nice to see you. That's a nice Halloween costume you have on. Oh yeah, um, homewrecker Mexican Bob picked it out for me. Oh, he picked it out for you. Okay. I'm still nice to the kid, but then I finally go up to her when she comes in. So, Mexican Bob picked out that costume, huh? Well, there's a difference between just talking to this guy and being a stepdad. And I was just like, you know what? The next time you need reassurance, or you need all that. Talk to your fucking boyfriend. Don't talk to me. Because at that point, I knew that the guy that she cheated on me with, he was there. He wasn't going anywhere, and he was now part of the son's life. And me having been on the other side of that 2 years prior or 3 years prior, I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was me who filed the paperwork. So the state of California would definitely say that I left her. And that's what led to me walking away. And that's what eventually got to me being divorced. And while my family was happy when the paperwork was final, I wept like a baby when it happened. I remember getting the paperwork, wearing the wedding ring for one last time while listening to a very sad song, crying like a baby, and then putting the ring in the envelope, and the paperwork is still in my file cabinet. So, yeah, it's deep stuff, but when you go through something like that, it's heartbreaking.
It
And
is.
it
It
took
is.
me a while. It did take me a while to realize what was going on, but it turned out it was the best thing to happen for both of us, and which we'll get to. Um, question number 11. So before we get to this one, Sadet, have you contacted Bob or been contacted by him since you left?
He has attempted to contact me, but I've pretty much blocked him. And I do plan to talk to him, but on the terms I'm ready to talk.
Sure. That's fair. That's definitely fair. And Tony, has the girlfriend or has the mother attempted to talk to you since the breakup?
Nope, haven't heard a thing from them. I blocked them completely and stuff like that, so they can't get a hold of me. But even if they did, I wouldn't answer because I do not want to go back to that lifestyle. No way.
Well, she did with me. Yeah, there were several times I did have to talk to her after the divorce. We had to talk about what things we were keeping, blah, blah, blah. But I truthfully haven't talked to her since 2018, maybe. So bordering 4 years at this point. And I'm not friends with her on social media, but I do know from what she has on her profile that she eventually did marry the guy and now has a kid with him. So maybe she's happy. Maybe, I mean, I know for me that me leaving her was the best thing that happened for me, because if she didn't leave, if I didn't go through and leave her because of what she was doing, because I wasn't having sex with her as much as other people were, if I didn't leave her, I wouldn't end up switching careers and working at another place, which I'm going to type to you in the chat, Sadat, and you can look it up if you don't know what it is. And then you'll realize, oh yeah, I'm way better off now than I was 5 years ago. So I'm going to type
I'm
it in the
just
chat.
taking your word for it because I trust you.
Well, here it is. So I typed it in the chat. That's where I work now. And if you don't know what it is, you can look it up and realize, oh, I know that place.
Hey, nice. I've never heard of the exact place, but I do know what the other word means. So dang, nice.
But again, if it didn't happen, if what happened 5 years ago didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am now. So it may not feel like Tony, it may not feel like it's like you may feel down on yourself over what happened, but again, there's always a second chance at it, and I'm sure it's going to happen. And same with you, Sadat. It may suck now, but
Honestly,
years from
it
now, you'll be
didn't
all right.
suck at all.
Yeah.
It didn't suck at all breaking up with him. I feel as free as a bird. And I feel like I'm able to focus on anything I want to now and hang out with any of my friends.
I thought it was
Exactly.
gonna. I thought it was gonna suck breaking up, but she did me a favor because I realized I had to get out of there before things got worse. I realized that my friends and family are there for me no matter what. So she did me a favor, definitely.
So that's where we're going to reach to our closing word. And for those of you that have listened to us the entire 2 or so hours that we've been on,
2.5 almost, like 2 hours and 2 hours going on 2 hours and 19 minutes.
not
Longest
including
podcast yet.
not including the portions that you're going to edit out.
Yeah, obviously,
So,
I'm just saying that.
like I said, the 2 or so hours. We thank you for listening to us. Like I said, my closing remark is, and it did me a favor. Like it may be heartbreaking what I went through, but I got it. I accepted it. I came to terms with it. Like I don't regret what happened. I can accept the good and the bad and learn from it. And then when that next relationship comes along, whenever that's going to be, I'll be an entirely different person than I was back when I was 22, young and stupid.
And there's an old saying, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
It's true, yes.
That is true. But
The right one will catch on your hook eventually.
I'm sure a lot of girls will like me for my mind and not necessarily my dick.
Well, I can say this. I like you for your personality.
So, so Tony, any closing remarks?
Well, I gotta say that those of you who are in a toxic relationship, don't be afraid to leave and get out of there. Because if you stay in there, the longer you stay in there, the worse it's gonna feel, and it's gonna cause you to have problems with your health, your relationship with your friends and family, and it could just like drive you insane. So my advice to people in a toxic relationship: don't be afraid to leave. Just leave. Just say I can't take anymore, and that's it. Just go, or not say anything. Just take one look at the place they live, and just never
A
go back
tip
there.
somebody told me is if you're going to break up, give them the intro, give them the short information, and give them the conclusion. You don't need to give any more than that and just walk away. If they refuse to accept the information, then just block them.
Very good. And Sadet, any other closing remarks?
I think this is all from me, so...
All right. All right. So this is me, Desert Coyote. This is Sadet and Pencil Dick. Saying,
Kidding, of course. That's still TTBurger. Yay. Peace and out, and hope you all have a great day. And thank you for listening to our podcast. Reviews and videos are going to continue on my channel. And check out Anthony's videos and Sadet's videos too, because they have content that we're checking out for sure. But all we gotta say is this is Tony, Anthony, Sadet, and Leon on the Legendary had left early. But to all of us, peace out. You have a great day, and stay tuned for more videos on our channels. Take care, everybody.
See ya!
See ya. Bye. Bye.
I'm
all right.
waiting!
You
Stop
did.
recording.
Right now.
Heart stops beating, I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till you